today I'm reacting to an MJV video. It just came out not long ago, like not even a few hours ago. So it is called Scary Winter Horror Story Animated. So I'm assuming this was obviously from a bit ago, considering it's summer now, but let's see what happens here. I'm really curious. Ever since I saw the thumbnail, I was like so curious.
When I was 15, I'm female.
Okay.
My mom, older sister, younger brother, myself, and our dog Betty all lived in a rural area. To give you an idea of how rural, the local school had a roll of 12 kids from a surrounding 150-kilometer radius.
Wow.
It's a long story how we ended up living out there, and thankfully we weren't staying there for long. Not far from us was the turnoff to a long, dead-end road into the hills. At the end of the road was the regional base for a notorious gang who held a lot of power in the area. We had been told by locals that they never had any trouble with them because they didn't shit in their own backyard. The night it happened, it was dark and it was snowing. I had changed for bed with my lights on and curtains open, never imagining that there would be anyone around to see me.
Your curtains should be closed anyway.
Got into bed, and then it started. A slow, deep, raspy breathe in. A pause. Then a deep, slow, raspy breath out. I froze. Then little tap noises and more breathing. I thought it was coming from my bedroom cupboard and was completely paralyzed with fear. Betty started barking and growling from the lounge room, and at that point I screamed. Mom came running in, and I told her about the noises. She told me I was
Mom
being
looks like 20
ridiculous,
or like
that there was
5,
probably a
like
possum
15 or something.
outside, that they made all kinds of strange noises. She said she would take Betty out and scare it away.
And close your damn
Two things to
curtains,
know
dummy.
before the next part.
Close your damn
First, Betty
curtains.
was a very gentle, medium-sized dog who was about as terrifying as her name. She barely barked, and before that night I had never heard her growl. Secondly, my mom never swears, and normally finds it incredibly offensive. So I heard her put Betty on the lead and open the back door. Then I heard simultaneously Betty making the most aggressive noises I've ever heard from an animal, and my mom screaming, "Who the fuck are you?" There was a scuffle, and then a loud slam. I ran into the corridor and could see my mom pale and terrified, Betty with her teeth bared, snarling and trying to get to a man on the other side of the glass door. A huge man, covered in blood, with a disfigured face and a look in his eyes that was just... I'm trying to think of the right word. Evil is close. I guess you could say that it was just obvious that he meant us all harm. He started lunging against the door, even though Betty was making it pretty damn clear he would have to get through her to get to us. I started screaming to call the police, which was ridiculous given our location. Mom passed Betty's lead to my sister and ran for the phone screaming out, "I'm calling Jack! I'm calling Jack!"
Who's Jack?
Jack was the nearest farmer to us. Suddenly, the man turned around and loped off.
Are you scared of a
Jack
farmer?
turned up an hour later.
Oh, that's how's it
He'd come
going?
across the man who was clearly on some sort of drugs. In retrospect, I'm guessing meth. He'd crashed his car into the ditch by the turnoff.
Oh.
Because the guy was apparently affiliated with the gang, and Jack valued his life, he had to help the guy get his car out and send him on his merry way. We moved in with friends the next day, and left the area within weeks. There are so many fortunate things about that night. Firstly, Betty for sure saved our lives. Mom is a small lady, and if Betty hadn't reacted the way she did, he would have gotten into our house right away. Secondly, he didn't keep trying to get in. There was a flimsy door, and I know dog attacks are nothing to snip at, but the guy was bloody ginormous, and probably in a drug-induced psychosis. So I don't like to think about what could have happened if he got in. Thirdly, he either wasn't armed or somehow didn't think to use a weapon. Finally, if he had gone back to his car to get one, Jack had found him first.
Alright, that was interesting. So I guess he was in a car accident, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they just said, so... That's interesting, but like when he got under the car, he wasn't like bloody or anything, so it's like, how did he get bloody afterward? Like when he literally came out of the car, he was perfectly fine, not the doors all bloody, so I don't know. I'm probably missing something, like I always am. I'm always missing something in these videos, so it's not really a surprise, but you know. But I mean, just be careful. So this is basically a breaking in story, of course. But yeah, so it's us being in the middle of nowhere because like at the same time there may not be anybody really around, but like you think no one's around. Especially if there's like woods everywhere, it's kind of like who the hell would just show there, but you'd be surprised. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter if there's not a house for miles, miles and miles and miles. You keep that shit closed. There's a curtain for a fucking reason. You pull that shit down, that's it. It's so freaking easy. How freaking hard is that? Like it's freaking daytime and my curtain's closed. This is always closed. The only time it's open is like very rarely. At times it'll be open, but very rarely and never at night. And if it is open at night, it's because I'm not in the room. So like before I go to bed, it's always closed because then like first of all, how do you even sleep with your curtains open? Because then it's like morning, and then like let's say you don't get up in the morning. Let's say you're like me and go to bed at 4 or 5, 6 a.m. and then it's already light outside when you go to bed. So it's like, why the hell would you have that shit wide open? And it's kind of like, I can't even sleep. Like how? Or if you go to bed early and then you wake up at like 6 or 7, or like because of the light, it's kind of like I can't see. You know, it's all bright. Like why the hell would you have that shit open? That's just stupid. I'm not saying that's the only reason you shouldn't have it open. I just said 2 reasons. Hello, keep yourself safe, some privacy. You know, hello. Again, like you probably wouldn't expect anybody to have like knockers and be like, ooh, like what's going on in that room up there, you know? Like you never know. So like all I gotta say is be careful, be like cautious of what's going on, you know, like be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on. If you see something sus, call the police. And again, one thing also like I mentioned is like if you're in the middle of nowhere and you have to call the police and like what the fuck you gonna do? You're basically fucked. Like you have to wait like what, an hour for them to just come. It's like, hey, well, that's great. Like that's why in this city it's like a bit better because like yes there's a lot more people, but then there's like a neighbor's like there's a neighbor right there behind us. Like every angle of us there's a neighbor, you know. So it's like easily you can probably hear what's going on, or you can probably hear or see something yourself of what's going on. So it's kind of like, you know. Of course, you can have like sus neighbors. I've seen neighbor horror stories too, so it's like your neighbors can be sus too. But you know, at least you're in like a highly populated area. Police can probably come in minutes if you need them. You know, whereas if you're in the country in the middle of nowhere, then you're probably fucked. Like I'm sorry, don't live there. That's sus. Like I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on this video, but I don't know what else to say to this. But like I say, is keep your curtains closed, keep your doors closed, keep your windows closed. Like yeah, as you always should. I don't care if you're not, you know, around anybody else. It doesn't mean you keep your door open, your window open, anything open. Like, close the shit. What are you doing? Like, close the doors. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with you people. And the windows and the curtains. Just do it. That's all you gotta do. And it'll save so much freaking nonsense from happening. You know how many stories I've seen probably only because of people not closing the doors. That's all the horror story came from. And I'm like, see you dummy. Well, yeah, you had one job. You didn't do it, now you're fucked up. So good fucking job, bitch. I gotta stop swearing in these videos. That's gonna be it for this video though. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like this video, and be sure to turn on post notifications if you do not want to miss out any more rants by me with these horror stories. And as always, stay safe and stay happy. I think I stole that from Gator's channel, but I don't know, stay happy. Goodbye. Oops.